Don't talk. The words came like a whisper, sharp and urgent, cutting through the stillness of the mansion's grand hall. They came not from the lips of a powerful executive or a wealthy heir, but from the housemaid Maria. She was standing. In the shadows, her uniform wrinkled from long hours, her hands trembling ever so slightly. Yet her eyes burned with something fierce, a truth she had just uncovered at that moment. Her billionaire employer's life depended on her silence and doubt. Her courage. Vivian Blackwell was a woman of power. A billionaire by her own hand, she had built empires in finance, technology, and real estate. In every boardroom, she commanded respect, but at home, she believed she had found peace with her husband, Gregory. Handsome, charming, and polished. Gregory appeared to be the perfect partner, but appearances often hide shadows. Maria, the maid who had worked in their mansion for years, had seen things others overlooked. She noticed Gregory's late-night phone calls, the secret documents slipped into his briefcase, the tension in his jaw whenever Vivian spoke of expanding her empire. And one night, while cleaning the study, Maria overheard a conversation that turned her blood cold. Gregory was plotting against Vivian, his own wife. Not just betrayal of love, but betrayal of life itself. The next morning, the grand dining room gleamed with silver and crystal as Vivian prepared for another day of meetings. Gregory sat across from her, pouring coffee, his smile masking venom. Maria entered quietly, her tray steady, but her heart raced. She had heard enough the night before. Gregory's plan to sign documents that would transfer Vivian's assets into hidden accounts, followed by something darker, a staged accident that would end her life. Maria wanted to scream, to warn Vivian outright, but Gregory's cold eyes were on her. She knew that if she spoke too soon, Vivian might dismiss her or worse. Gregory might silence them both. So instead, Maria leaned closer as she set the coffee before Vivian and whispered. 2 words only she could hear. Don't talk. Vivian froze, startled. She met Maria's gaze, and in those eyes she saw urgency, terror, but also truth. For days, Maria moved quietly, pretending to be invisible, all while piecing together Gregory's scheme. She found hidden keys, phone records, emails left open. On screens, each detail painted the same picture. A husband ready to destroy his wife for greed. Vivian, shaken but outwardly composed, began to trust Maria's instincts. She gave her maid tasks in code. Check the guest rooms, meaning look for hidden files. Polish the silver, meaning listen near the office door. Together, in silence, they formed a bond and alliance between billionaire and servant. Bound by the danger circling them both, but Gregory grew suspicious. His charm became sharper, his smiles too thin. He noticed the stolen glances between Vivian and Maria. One evening, he'd corner Maria in the hallway. Stay in your place, he hissed. You don't know who you're dealing with, but Maria did know. And she was no longer afraid. The night of the gala arrived. Dozens of powerful guests filled the mansion with laughter and champagne. Vivian sparkled in emerald silk, Gregory by her side like a predator in disguise. But Maria had a plan. While serving drinks, she slipped into Gregory's private study. From beneath a loose floorboard, she pulled out the documents she had discovered, the transfer papers, the offshore accounts, the signature forgeries. She tucked them carefully beneath her apron and returned to the ballroom, heart pounding. Gregory noticed her absence. His eyes narrowed. He excused himself from Vivian and followed. That was when Vivian at last chose to act. Midway through the gala, as the music swelled, Vivian raised her hand for silence. The room hushed, expecting a toast. Instead, she turned toward Gregory, her voice calm, steady, unshakable. Before we celebrate, I want to honor the people who keep this home alive, she said, her gaze locking on Maria. The ones who see the truth, even when others overlook it. Maria stepped forward, trembling, the documents in her hands. Gasps filled the room as she laid them on the polished table. Gregory's face drained of color. Vivian continued, her voice slicing through the silence. My husband thought he could steal everything, my fortune, my life. But he forgot something. No empire stands without those who guard it in silence. Crowd erupted, half in shock, half in outrage. Gregory tried to lunge forward, but security, already tipped off by Vivian, restrained him. Police arrived within minutes. The documents Maria had uncovered were enough to expose Gregory's entire scheme. Fraud, conspiracy, attempted murder. His empire of lies collapsed in a single night. As he was led away in handcuffs, Gregory turned back, snarling at Maria. But this time, she didn't flinch. Vivian walked to her maid and placed a hand gently on her shoulder. "You saved me," she said softly, words meant for her alone. The next day, headlines exploded. Billionaire saved by Maid who exposed husband's scheme. Maria's name was on every front page. But she remained humble. When asked what gave her the courage, she simply said, "Because truth is louder than fear."